What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Alright, we're coming back to Bruce Springsteen. Yes, indeed, Bruce Springsteen Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Alright, this is a request from JFK, and this was actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of March for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, JFK. Hope you enjoy the show. JFK wanted to see me react to this song by Bruce Springsteen. It is an acoustic performance of a song called The Rising. Now, have I heard the song before? Yeah, I have. As a matter of fact, I just did a reaction to this song last week. Also, one of JFK's prioritized requests. As I explained in that video, JFK used all 3 of his prioritized requests for the month of March for me to do a reaction to the exact same song 3 different ways. We did, the rock version. Now we're going to do the acoustic version. And then next week, I'm doing a cover, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot who did the cover, but yeah, we're doing the same song 3 times. Now listen, I told him, I did tell JFK, the opinion that I form on the song is not going to change after the first one. That my opinion of the song is going to remain the same. He just wanted me to compare the 3 different versions. And I was like, oh, listen, it's your request, man. I mean, if that's what you want to use your request for, hey, that's perfectly fine. Look, you're paying for it. Whatever you want, dude. If that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. So here's the deal. And this is where things are going to get complicated. And JFK especially, I really hope you listen to me when I say this. My reaction to this video is going to have absolutely nothing to do with the song itself. Okay? I've already done a reaction to the song. That was last week. You can go and watch that reaction to see what I thought of the song itself. My reaction to and score of this song is going to be completely based on the acoustic performance of this song. Not the song itself, just the acoustic performance, okay? Please keep that in mind. This could very well be a much lower score because, like I said, the song is not being taken into account here. Only the acoustic performance. So, we'll see. Look, I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. And I may end up absolutely loving this performance. But then again, it is an acoustic performance, and I'm not the biggest fan of acoustic performances. So, we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. This was posted by Bruce Springsteen, and the video has 119,275 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? You ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Bruce Springsteen, The Rising, the song from VH1 Storytellers. Oh boy. VH1's owned by MTV, which is owned by... Oh boy. Okay. There's a good chance this is going to be blocked. And it's... Listen, Bruce Springsteen... It's so funny. The people who own Bruce Springsteen's copyright and own the copyright to all of his songs, they always block me. Always. There is not a single song from Bruce Springsteen that has not been blocked on this channel. Every single song I've done by Bruce Springsteen has been blocked. But it's funny because they block and then I dispute it and they either outright release it or they let the dispute expire, which means I win by default. So it's so weird. It's so weird. Why they even bother. If they're not really interested in fighting it, why do they even bother blocking it in the first place? So I know Bruce is going to block it. Well, not Bruce, but the people who own Bruce's copyright. But here's the problem. VH1 Storytellers. VH1, which is owned by MTV, which is owned by Viacom. Viacom are savage when it comes to blocking. And they actually do fight it. So, I don't know. We're going to see how this goes. We'll find out, I guess. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
On delay.
Can't see nothing in front of me. Can't see nothing coming up behind. Make my way through this darkness. Can't feel nothing but this chain that binds me. Lost track of how far I've gone. How far I've gone, how high I've climbed. My back's a 60-pound stone. My shoulder half-mile of line. Come on up for the rising. Come on up, lay your hands on mine. Come on up for the rising. Come on up for the rising tonight. Left the house this morning.
It's a much different approach. When I heard him start and he was checking the delay and then the delay speed, the speed of the echoes, and the length of the decay, I was thinking to myself, that's an awful lot. That's a very long decay. I'm hearing like 5 or 6 ticks, and I'm like, I don't know. That sounds like an awful lot, but in the context of the song, it's actually fitting. It works, and I think that's partly because he's not relying on just one strum. He's strumming and sustaining and hitting another strum within that delay. So it doesn't sound like, it isn't like every single chord he's just hitting and then going and then letting it stop and then hearing it chun 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 chun. You're not hearing that. It's there simply to help fill out the length of the song, fill out the length of the chord that he's playing. Give it a little richer, fuller tone. Almost make it sound like there's 2 guitars playing it. When you time it right, you can do that. Man, depending on the power of the decay, like the length of the decay and the rate of decay, from a dynamic standpoint, if you time it right, you might even be able to make it sound like 3 guitars, possibly. You gotta really be careful with that one, but for making it sound like 2, it's not that difficult. And I think that's what he's doing it for. The other thing that's really interesting me is his approach to the vocals, the length of sustain. When they did the rock version, it was very, not spoken word, but you heard a lot more gap between his phrasing of his words. Where here, everything's like, it's not, this is so hard. It's not bleeding over, but there's no disconnection between words. It's literally, he's like, it's almost like a run-on sentence. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. There's no ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da like there is in the rock version. This is ba-da-da, ba-da-da. In his vocals, everything's very connected. There's no gap at all. For the purpose of an acoustic show, I could see that because he's up there by himself, so he doesn't want to have a whole lot of vocal gap. I get it. It's an interesting approach. Would it have worked the other way with the spacing in between? I think it would have worked, but I think this is more effective. I think this is actually more effective. So, anyway, let's keep going here.
Rising. Come on up for the rising tonight. Left the house this morning. Bells ringing, filled the air. I'm wearing the cross of my calling. On wheels of fire I come roaring down here. Come on up for the rising. Come on up, lay your hands in mine. Come on up for the rising. Come on up for the rising tonight. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. There's spirits above and behind me. Faces gone, black eyes burning bright. May their precious blood bind me, Lord, as I stand before your fiery light.
I could be wrong about this, but from what I remember of the rock version of the song, this, by comparison, is quite a bit faster. The tempo is quite a bit faster. I'm guessing about somewhere between 12 to 20 beats per minute, somewhere in there. It feels significantly faster, like very noticeably different. Now, I'm not talking about 100 miles an hour difference, but I mean, I definitely do notice the tempo change. I wonder why. Maybe it's because it's a televised performance and there's time restrictions where when Bruce plays live, he can play as long as he wants and nobody really cares. Where with this, he had I think it was like an hour and a 2-hour slot, and he had that's all the time you get. So maybe he had to push the speed up on the song so he could get more songs in. It's very possible. Or maybe he just did it for the sake of it being an acoustic show and he just wanted to get, a little more speed on the song to give it a little more life. That's very possible as well. I don't know. I would have to ask him. He's probably the only person that actually knows the answer. So anyway, let's keep going.
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. I see Mary in the garden. In the garden of 1,000 sighs, there's holy pictures of our children dancing in a sky filled with light. May I feel your arms around me. May I feel your blood mixed with mine. A dream of life comes to me like a catfish dancing on the end of my line. Sky of blackness and sorrow, dream of life. Sky of love, sky of tears, dream of life. Sky of glory and sadness, dream of life. Sky of mercy, sky of fear, dream of life. Sky of memory and shadow, dream of life. Your burning wind fills my arms tonight. Sky of longing and emptiness, dream of life. Sky of fullness, sky of blessed life. Come on.
He's using mic awareness, but I'm not fully sure that he's aware of it. I think it might be accidental. Bruce is known for moving around. He's known for moving around and rocking out when he plays. Even on ballads, he moves around, which I can respect and appreciate. It's funny when he on certain lines, he drops back and he puts his head down and you hear that little decrease in volume. That's mic awareness. He's aware of the mic, I think, and he's doing that to be able to decrease the volume without losing power in the vocal, just decreasing volume, I think. Again, I can't tell if he's doing it on purpose or not. I mean, he's doing it pretty consistently, but I don't know. I don't know if he's aware he's even doing it. He could just be, you know, moving around like he always does, and it could be just a happy little accident. Either way, it sounds good. I'm curious if he's fully aware or if he's just in the moment and he's moving around and he's not even aware that it's happening and it's just a happy little accident. I don't know. Again, only person that'll know for sure is him. He's the only one that's going to be able to give us a correct answer. So everybody else is just speculation. Anybody who gets in the comments says, well, I happen to know for a fact that he was doing it on purpose. Really? You know that for a fact? Did you talk to him? Did you ask him that question? Did he give you an answer? I'd love to see it. I'd love to see that answer on paper. Because, like I said, the only person that knows for sure is Bruce. So, all right, let's finish this out and we'll get to the review.
Sky of longing and emptiness, dream of life. Sky of fullness, sky of blessed life. Come on up for the rising. Come on up, lay your hands in mine. Come on up for the rising. Come on up for the rising tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's about what I was expecting. It's about what I was envisioning, about what I was picturing. So, yeah. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review. We'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Bruce Springsteen with an acoustic one-man version of The Rising. This was a request from JFK, and this was actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of March for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, JFK. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I hope you understand the score when I give it, because remember, this is exactly what you wanted. This is what you asked for. We talked about this. So, yeah, I'm going to give you exactly what you were asking me to do. Now, for those of you that were wondering what I'm talking about, I'll explain it. I'll explain what I mean. Let me give the score first. What if I should pre-frame? No, I'll just give the score. Just give the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to get... Remember, okay, before... All right, before I give my score, I do have to pre-frame. I didn't want to, but I kind of have to. Number 1, I've heard the song before. I did a reaction to it last week at JFK's request. I did a reaction to the rock version, okay? So I'm very familiar with the song. So I am not basing my score in any way, shape, or form on the song itself. I am only basing my score on the acoustic performance that we just saw, okay? That's number 1. There's another point I'm going to make in a little bit. You don't have to wait too long, but I'm going to make another point as to how the score came about in just a little bit. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that acoustic performance, I'm going to give it a 7.5. Yep, 7.5. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first of all, a 7.5. What is that? Is that a bad score? Is that an okay score? Is that a pretty good score? No, it's none of the above. Believe it or not, a 7.5 is actually a really good score. If you don't believe me, take a look down below in the video description. You'll find my scoring system chart, okay? You will see 7.0 right here. The 7.9 is the grading scale for really good. This is right in the middle, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, if I were to have watched this on its own and have it stand alone on its own merit, I probably, honestly, I would have given it about an somewhere between a 7.9 and an 8.1, somewhere in there. I'm not 100% sure where, but it would have been in that range. It would have been higher, okay? But JFK specifically asked me to do a comparison. And there is where the problem lies. You're asking me to compare this one-man acoustic solo show to a full-blown rock concert with a whole bunch of people rocking out on stage and having a good time. Now, knowing me and knowing how I am, you have a rock show over here, you have an acoustic show over here. You know me by now. You know I'm not a really big fan of acoustic shows, and on top of it, you know I love energy and stage presence and stage energy. You know I love that. Gee, I wonder which one is going to get more weight with me. Oh, look at that. It's the rock show. Wow. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Folks, this is the danger you run when you ask me to do a comparison. This is why I don't like doing comparisons, because that means one is going to weigh out above the other. I'm not going to be one of these reactors who go, oh, they're both amazing. No, I'm not going to do that. You want me to compare? I'm going to compare, and I'm going to do it honestly. And I'll be honest with you, I prefer the rock version. Gee, what a shock that is, right? Now listen, that score, that 7.5, like I said, is based completely on the comparison between the two, okay? It is a big factor because that is what JFK asked of me. He wanted me to compare, so I compared. On its own, standing on its own, like I said, I would have given it like 7.8, 7.9, maybe even an 8.0, possibly, maybe an 8.1. But because of the comparison and the huge gap between the two, I had to give it a 7.5. Now listen, this was still a really good acoustic performance though. I'm not big on acoustic performances, but I did not dislike this. This was actually a really good acoustic performance. Vocally, I heard a bit of difference between what he did on this performance compared to what he did on the rock version. Big difference with all the connectiveness and all the run-ons and everything that he was doing on the vocal lines. It was really interesting to hear that. It wasn't so broken up and separated like it was on the rock version. The use of that delay pedal, I get it. I do get it. I'm not gonna lie. When I started the song and I heard that, and I was like, oh no. That's a lot of delay. But then I saw the reasoning. I got it. So he could create a layered effect with his guitar, mimicking and playing in time to, not playing staccato, but strumming constantly in time with the delay to give it a fullness and give it the illusion of having two and at times 3 guitars. So I get it. I get it. I get it. It's not a knock. It's not a criticism. It was just, it was interesting. It was very interesting to see that. And then, like I said, the mic awareness. Now, that I'm like almost positive that was just a happy little accident. I don't think he was meaning to use mic awareness the way that he was doing. I think he was just moving around like he always does, rocking out to the song, really getting into it, getting his body into it, run some stank on it, and, his mouth would move away from the mic. But it's funny because every time he did, it sounded really good because it sounded like it was appropriate that he used that mic awareness to pull his mouth away so you could still hear the power, but just the volume came down. There was a decrescendo. That's it. It wasn't huge, but it was a big enough difference to catch your attention. I'm like 80% sure it was a happy little accident. I really don't think he meant to do it on purpose. I do believe it was caught up in the moment and it just happened. Listen, there are some great moments in music where that has happened, where you're just into it and they don't plan it, but it happens and it turns out being amazing. You know what I mean? So I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it at all. Now listen, for an acoustic performance, this was really good. It was really good. This is why, however, I do not recommend people ask me to do comparisons, because I will be honest and I will give you my honest to God opinion. And I have a feeling there are going to be quite a few people who are not going to like what I said, and they're not going to be happy with the fact that I gave this a 7.5. Folks, I'm only doing what I was asked to do. All right? Please keep that in mind. But yeah, 7.5 is still a really good score, like I said, and that is where we are going to end it for now. 7.5, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you'll enjoy the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys want to join the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to click the bell, go ahead and click the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.